Hello and welcome to a video by AirSweep. The purpose of this video is to demonstrate how to replace the diaphragm valve out of the Myrlen 150A, also known as the AirSweep 150A. For starters, you're going to need a torque wrench, a 1/2 inch socket, and a 5/16 socket, a dead blow hammer, a pick, and a chisel. So I've already removed the bolts, and sometimes the cover and the body get stuck together. This is due to the tight tolerances that we hold here at Control Concepts. The surface finishes are near perfect and the tolerances are very tight. So there is no contaminants that can get inside or out of this valve. That being said, when you take the bolts out after being torqued and being in use in the field, there is a lot of cohesion that can happen between the cover, the diaphragm and the body. So sometimes the cover will get stuck to the body. If this happens, you need to either just try tapping with the inlet facing to the side, because the locating pin is right here, so you want to try to knock it sideways. You can't pry it off because it has too much surface tension. So by hitting it on an angle, you can break it apart. If that does not work, another way is to have a thin chisel and place it into the groove, and you are going to lightly tap that chisel into there and then pry it open. This is all due to the tight tolerances and surface finishes. So you take that part out, you get them apart, don't lose your locating pin. We can remove these tools out of the way now. You'll still need your pin, your pick, and you will come in and pry the diaphragm valve out. Most likely, if you're replacing this, you won't worry about damaging it, but for video purposes, I'm not trying to damage the diaphragm valve. Making sure everything is clean. You're going to want to clean all the surfaces, and then you're going to take your new spring, place it in, take your diaphragm valve and your pin, and place them onto the body with the flat part facing the inlet. And then you can place that spring in that groove. There you have it. Now, you're going to want to place your bolts with your lock washer and washer inside the holes. Now, when you are torquing these, you have to be sure that you are at 80 inch-pounds, not foot-pounds. Inch-pounds and foot-pounds are very different, and you want to make sure 80 inch-pounds is the setting of the torque wrench. I already have this one preset, so I'm going to torque this one. And when you're also torquing these, you want to be sure that you are alternating, just like a car tire. Because, like I said before, we don't want any contaminants coming in or out of this valve unless it's going through the inlet and out the outlet. So by alternating, you can decrease the odds of clamping down more on one side than another. And perfect. So that being said, there's also a double diaphragm valve, which is what this one is. If you have an explosion proof, you can disregard the rest of this video. But you're going to want to also do the same thing for this one. except it has 4 bolts instead of 6. And sometimes this one will also get stuck, so you'll have to do the same thing with hitting it with a dead blow. And there's a locating pin right here. So you want to ensure that you do not hit on this side, so you want to hit on the exhaust side of this, the cover. So you want to hit on this side, so it twists down. So, ensuring everything is clean on both sides, you're going to place your diaphragm valve, or diaphragm, in here. Put your spring, and then here goes your top cover. There's no need to worry about losing the locating pin on this one because it is pressed into the cover. So you don't need to worry about that one replacing. It will already be there and there's no way it's falling out unless you pull it out. Perfect. And this one is set to 40 inch-pounds with a 5/16 socket. And just like the other one, you want to tighten in an alternating pattern to have that proper seating. And there you have it. That is how you replace the diaphragm valve on an AirSweep 150A. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us on airsweep.com or Control Concepts USA. And we are always here to help with any of your flow problems. Thank you.